Hello everyone, I am Magdala Ramirez and I have been working in this book, The Tree of Life Teachings, and how can you relate with that Tree of Life Teachings within the self. And it has been quite a journey, and maybe I will finish it this week and it's going to be for sale sometime next month. And I want to do it in this equinox. Finish it at least in this equinox. But you see, it has been taking me into this very powerful journey about, the network of emotions, what's going on in the roots, what's going on in all these belief systems. It has been quite a journey. But today I really want to talk to you about emotions, how to deal with emotions, how to understand emotions, and how to use it as a stepping stone to go into the next level. And that it's a very powerful teaching because it is different for every culture, for every tradition. And you learn about it through your parents. How do you express love? How do you express anger? How do you express sadness? It was a label that they told you this is what it is. And in your mind, you begin to label all these emotions and deal with them accordingly to a system, accordingly of a culture that in some way or another rules you or not. That it's a very important teaching to even comprehend. And then one emotion, it will take you to a different emotion because it's a network. You are sad. It leads you to depression. It leads you to go even more down. Or you're angry, which is better than sadness because at least it's movement. It takes you to frustrations. It takes you to being hopeless. It takes you to have hope. It takes you to knowing. It takes you to... You have your unique network. A set of emotions that you learn, and then you repeat it and repeat it. And then when you repeat it and repeat it, it triggers the same experiences over and over again. Because it is through emotions where you push that button of the hologram in one way or the other. So something will trigger you that you think it is that event only. Yet it is charged with events and experiences that happens long time ago, and you're just projecting that energy into this new, but you cannot see it in your mind. Or relating with people, you're relating with a story, and a story that you have behind. You have a baggage when you're a woman. You have a baggage of relationship with men. So the new men are going to be dealing with all these projections that you have or whatever happened in those situations. Or you have children. Well, it doesn't matter how many children, they're all in the same bag. And one does something and everyone in some way or another are going to feel that reaction about it. Emotions are very, very interesting. And that is the true human being. It's just that nobody taught you how to deal with emotions. Actually, in the system, emotions are not allowed. Thinking that in that way, they can control you. Because emotions, you can't very much think that you can bury them. You can much think that you can cover up what you truly feel and pretend in the system, but whatever you're feeling is going to come back. And it's going to be reflected in your body, in your physical body. It's going to be reflected in all your relations. It's going to come out. It doesn't matter how much you want to control that secret. And emotions, it is really not about controlling, but understanding the emotion and the effect of that emotion and that energy, that it will help you to grow without becoming that. How does this work? Okay, you have experiences, and in the system they told you, you are your experiences, and it is not true. You are what you learn from it. And yes, emotions have absolutely, they are in the non-time. And that it's a very important thing to even comprehend. So emotions very much are related with ancestral DNA that you have in it. Emotions are being passed on generations to generations. And especially in the realm of your mother, your matriarchal lineage is the one that passes it on all this genetic information. Yet you learn the way of living through your father lineage. And understanding what is that expression or whatever you're feeling. What is it going on? It's a very important time. And it is depending very much in the culture that it shows you. And I was talking to this sister this morning about it. How do we operate as a culture? We are, Maya Mexica, we are very emotional. And emotions are very accepted in the system. So people is passionate about whatever you're doing. And it is part of that culture. Being cold or being numb is really not accepted in a culture like ours, about it the indigenous way. You do need to use your heart in absolutely everything. You use your heart in the kitchen, and then you have your sazon. Sazon is a word that you don't have in English. You have your uniqueness, taste, your uniqueness, ways. You find your way of love. You find in every single thing, emotion, you put your heart in it. And I was observing that it is actually can be very, very powerful because you do the entrega in one way or the other. Yet how other cultures work and how are being told about the other cultures, how do you relate with emotions and how people suppress those emotions constantly when it is a system that does not allow any emotion. And emotions are very powerful because in there, that's when you create the emotion. Being comfortable is never going to take you to growth. Being uncomfortable is going to create an emotion. It's going to create a movement in your life. It's going to bring that movement that you need in this moment. That's how you understand that force of life. You see, human beings are empathic by nature. It is the understanding of the world of oneness and feeling everything around you. It is truly a blessing. You are very sensitive. And sensitive, it is truly a superpower. But yet it is natural in all human beings. That's where you resides all these skills and abilities and your unique medicine. And your unique medicine is being awakened because of those emotions. And how do you bring it forward? And understand that movement to bring it forward. It is imperative. And it is beautiful to see how human beings waking up, it is absolutely an emotional situation. An emotion that you forgot how it feels. So there are all this set of emotions that they tell you in cultures. And you label it in your mind. This is how it is. This is how you express it. And you thought for a long time that all the events in your life were separate. That happens long time ago and it still is there. How do you are gonna relate and change the perception? I mean, you know that now that you can go back into your childhood to an event that it might be traumatic for you. And maybe you cannot change the fact about it, but you can change the perception, and that's how you heal it, isn't it? And you can feel it when you were a little girl that it was somebody in there guiding you. And that somebody there guiding you, it was you. Just in the same way that you're feeling all these aspects of yourself that you haven't encountered, that they are in some way guiding you, and all this information is being passed on because of emotions. You have all these splits in life, and that creates all these possibilities. You have a choice. Then if you have a choice, at least there is two possibilities in the table. And you already leave those two possibilities. That's why it is a possibility. So there is another aspect of you leaving the other side of the choice that you think that you launch. And it is passing information. Passing information, it's a very powerful thing. Because the passing the information is what do you learn? You know, when you leave the other option, the one that you didn't take. And there are so many splits, just like branches in a beautiful tree. And understanding how it is being passed on, this information, it is truly brilliant. Because it means that you have all the experiences that you need in one way or the other. And all the learning that you have with all those experiences. There is a part of you that knows how to do this. What do you learn from it? What do you remember? And that is the magical word, because every single part of what I am telling you in slow motion, it has to do with the emotions. How do you deal with those emotions? How do you deal with that force of life? I mean, when you were growing up, they told you, life is going to leave you. So, life is going to give you this and this and this. And you're kind of feel in many ways and felt many times that you were victim of life. And that is a big, big lie. It's a wrong belief. The truth is that you are life. And that you have always been life. That before you even born, or what you think born in this realm, you were alive. Your parents, your mother was a channel of a spirit, and you come forward because of that law of vibration. But the spirit, it comes directly from the source. She cannot provide that. She could only channel you. And that, it comes from an emotion. It comes from that understanding. And changing and moving and healing every part of that network of emotions is what it is very important. Once you heal it, you can use it as a stepping stone for the next branch in your life, for the next step in the pyramid, for the next evolution. But allowing that feeling to be and recognizing those emotions, the ones that you know and the ones that you don't. The ones that you didn't know what you were feeling, and then your mind wanted to find something familiar and just label it as an emotion, and it was the wrong file, so to speak. Instead of allowing the new emotions to be understood and how you're going to relate with them. I know that it might sound this complicated, but let it sink. And send your questions. And people in the school right now are working in a deep manner in the Tree of Life teachings, because it's a map that you need to see what's going on within yourself. What is those wrong beliefs that they were draining your energy? Your life force was being drained by wrong beliefs. And once you heal that wrong belief and present a truth, you are able to bring your power back to you. And you need that power to go into that next step of the evolution. And the world of emotions are fascinating if you are able to navigate. Sometimes it's rough waters in it, and sometimes it's peace and beauty. But if you don't judge it, you're going to use, in a good way, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're understanding about this. Yes, we're bringing that book, and I am so excited because it have took me into many, many journeys just to bring it forward. In bringing that power that it was lost in many ways, and have a different understanding of what it is, that life force of yours. And you do need to remember that whatever that life force it is in that tree is the same life force that you have. And yes, maybe in your culture they told you not to express emotions, or they teach you how to deal with emotions in certain way. And for other cultures, they deny the emotions and make a cover-up about those emotions because they were not allowed. You do need to remember that every decision that you do, it is an emotion behind it. Even the most rational that you want to think, it has an emotion if you look closely. And an energy that it is absolutely linked with that life force of yours. Beautiful. So it is the time to revisit those emotions and recognize that power, the power of non-time. It's a very important one to remember, and even to go into experiences that it was traumatic for you. It is very powerful because you bring your power back. And you're able to change that perception. You do need to see too that what is reality? Reality, it is a perception that you have so unique that nobody can see what you see. And what you're seeing, it has to do with emotions. It has to do with past beliefs. It has to do with experiences, who was emotions. It has to do with landmarks in your life. It has to do with so many things linked completely through emotions. You have to remember nowadays, well, you don't have to, but I need to put it in the table for you to see it again. They told you in the system that you needed to go in life looking for love. Then you become a beggar of love. You pretend You went what was acceptable and what not, and that is emotions. But they never tell you that you are love. And all the emotions, the good ones and the bad ones, all is linked with love that you are. You are the source. Visit our website, magdalas.com. I am so excited by this equinox. Make the inside the same of the outside and the outside the same of the inside. Because it's coming with incredible, beautiful teachings. There is a pre-sale of the book. Send me an email. Go to our website and send me an email. And thank you for your work. Oh yes, download Messages from the Great Mother in your phone. A perfect synchronicity every day of what is going on with you. Okay. Tlatzokomate, tlatzokomate, tlatzokomate. I am you. I am Magdala.